Now that practice is underway, what's impressed you the most from what you've seen?
I like their energy level, There's a really good, I keep using the word vibe this year, There's a really good vibe on the court. In the gym, I can feel it, it's coming from everybody, It's not like we're dragging some people along with us, Like some years, you're trying to get everybody on board, and you always got 2 or 3 people that are like, This is a pretty good group where everybody's on board, and I like our approach.
Right. And you've got Katie Lou and Napheesa now that are seniors.
Yeah.
What leadership aspects have you seen, and are they driving what you're seeing out on the court?
Yeah, a little bit different than last year, as you would expect. Every year it's different. But sometimes we make a big deal over what kind of leadership they're going to get. So for Lou, what kind of leadership I want, Lou? You got to make every open 3. That's leadership, okay? Napheesa, you got to play defense, rebound, get double-doubles every night like you did your sophomore year, and that's great leadership. The rest, that just comes after a period of time. So sometimes kids, when they're seniors, they think they've got to be everything to everybody, and they forget about their own game, So I'm and especially, and Crystal too, the 3 of them, I'm going to be on them all year about, this is what I need from you 3 guys. Tangible, this. And then the intangibles, once you take care of that, the other stuff will come.
Right. And then on the other end, you've got 2 freshmen. What have you seen for them, and what are your expectations for them this year?
You never know what to expect from freshmen because some come in and they're ready to go, and they have an aggressiveness. And some are a little more laid back and timid. We've got a little bit of everything right now, Kristen is really aggressive, and Olivia is more laid back. So both of them are really skilled. Both of them are going to be really good. So I'm excited about both of them, and probably one of the most important things that I've seen so far is how Megan Walker looks compared to last year. That's been the biggest surprise of the first 5 days of practice, for sure.
What have you seen from her specifically that you may not have seen last year?
There's a difference in every aspect, from just the way she carries herself, her whole her whole approach is different. How aggressive she is, how confident she appears to be. Just a totally different. You would think that it was somebody else. That's how much of a difference, she's made.
Those Final 4 losses were tough, but usually the toughest moments are the ones where you learn the most. Would you agree with that? And if so, what did you learn from the Final 4 losses from the last 2 years?
First of all, when you lose a game in overtime on the last shot, that means you didn't do many things wrong. That means the other guys made one more play than you did. So what happens? It's like a reminder that that's reality, So if somebody says, what would you do different or take different? I would say, how about if we're in the exact same game this year and we're in overtime and we've got the last possession to win a game? Win or lose, I don't care then. Because the idea is keep putting yourself in that situation, knowing that we're going to win some, we're going to lose some. He says, UConn has trouble, he's had trouble winning semifinal games. Well, we won 11 of them.
Yeah.
So we're not that bad. It's just we lost the last 2, but we did win 11 of them.
I don't know who's saying that to you, Coach, but it's not us. Who has to step up the most to fill the voids that you have with the 3 players that you lost last year?
Probably who has to step up the most? Well, I think I know what we're going to get from Lou, from Napheesa, and from Crystal. I think I know what we're going to get from them. But I think probably Megan. I think if Megan is able to let's say, have the same kind of sophomore year that Fisa and Lou had 2 years ago, then I would tell you we're going to be really, really, really good.
And, Coach Lister's on the staff. What does that mean to you to have her on your team?
When Marissa left for the BU job, we kind of had a pretty good idea where we were going to find a replacement. And it was an easy transition because Jasmine had been here before. She knows the program. She knows how we operate, what we expect. And, we can't replace everything we lost from Marissa. We can't replace that with Jazz. But she brings her own unique style, and she's fit in, seamlessly. And I think the kids have really taken to her, and she's great with people. And that's the one thing that's exactly like Marissa was. It just has a great way around people.
And then Coach Hurley, new to the program, you've been here for so long. What advice do you have for him and his family and, his team when he joined the UConn family?
I think mostly it's daunting in the beginning, It can appear to be overwhelming because, you just got a new job at a place that's won 4 national championships. It's a big job, and sometimes you can put way too much pressure on yourself to kind of have to live up to all that. And I think he knows that there's a lot of work to be done. So they're just going to look a lot different this year than they did, under Kevin, because Danny's different. So you can't come in and say, well, I'm going to take everything that they did last year and do it completely different. You just have to do it your way, and whether that translates into more wins or not, it remains to be seen. But I think you'll see that, he'll put his stamp on the program, and then it's just a matter of time. And, things don't happen overnight. So we'll see.
Last question. We talked to Coach Hurley. He was disappointed by the swagger in his team at first night, especially their dances. What did you think about the swagger of your team on first night? Was it up to your expectations?
Where I was sitting, or where I was standing before I came out, I didn't see a single one, which is probably better because sometimes I've seen them. And I think that what bothered me, some of the other first nights, that's the most emotion and the most movement that some of my players have ever shown is on first night for those 3 minutes. The rest of the time, they're duds. So I didn't even want to see it. So I didn't see any of it. But as usual, I'm sure they made a fool of themselves.